This is Your Homecoming with Cam Reddin on 2SSRFM 99.7.
Well, late last week, the Sutherland Shire Council announced the winners of the Sutherland Shire Australia Day Awards for Citizens and Community Group of the Year as well. I want to draw your attention, though, to Salina Alvaro. Now, she's your 2016 Young Citizen of the Year. She's been heavily involved in charity works right across the Shire, St Vincent de Paul's and others, and she's got a resume as long as your arm. She's a fantastic asset to the Shire, and she's good enough to join me in the studio this afternoon for a quick chat. Selena, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Very well. Look, thanks for coming in this afternoon. I've been reading today just about some of the things you're involved in, not just in the Shire, but with uni as well. Jeez, it'd keep you busy, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Always busy, but I feel that it's better to be busy than complacent in my house. It's a bit better than that.
I couldn't agree more. Well, particularly with the holiday season as well. You've got to find something to do at the moment. Is it keeping you busy now as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Always busy. So I'm working full-time on campus at the moment.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's always busy. And then in the nights, I've just started a blog. So
oh, cool.
I know. I thought, but I have some free time. Better fill it. So
of course,
blog it is,
well,
absolutely.
We'll give it a plug as well. What's the name of your blog?
SalinaSydney.com.
Oh, fantastic. And what do you blog about?
So I go to the movies a lot at Miranda, because Shire girl that I am. No George Street for me.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. We've got VMAX now. Why would you want to go anywhere else?
We have Gold Class now.
It's a ripper.
Not all of it. We have
the whole lot.
The
Absolutely
whole lot, really.
decked out.
So, SalinaSydney.com. I'm blogging about my trips to the cinema. Also,
fantastic.
The various things that I'm involved in, because I think that a lot of people are like, you do this and you do that, what do you do? And then I end up repeating myself, and then people get confused about what's university, what's youth council, what's this. So I'm going to be using it as a platform to kind of document my travels around, really.
The total FAQ on there.
Everything. Anything you want will basically be on there.
Fantastic. Now, I want to say congratulations on this award. This is a huge achievement. But how did you actually find out you've been given the nod?
Yeah, so I was on campus posting a postcard, quirk that I do,
as you do,
to myself. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like a story in that. What are you doing there?
Okay, so...
The Christmas card, or what was it?
It was a postcard. It's like a Sydney University postcard. Yeah.
A souvenir?
It's a souvenir. So what I do is I try keeping a diary. I don't have that kind of perseverance. Didn't happen. Also, when I go traveling, I end up picking up like knickknacks everywhere, and then you bring them home, and you have
just little things to
nothing
put
to
on
do.
the shelf. And
yeah, exactly. So I started posting postcards to myself.
Oh, that's cool.
Really, really fun. So I collect postcards. So yeah, if anybody would like to send me a postcard,
fire away.
Do that.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's really good. Now, while we're on the topic of uni, actually, so before I do, how did you find out you got the nod?
Yes, I was in the post office trying to post my postcard, and I got a call from the Sutherland Shire Council saying you've been nominated for this. I don't think I was very responsive, to be honest. I was like, well, cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Are you sure? All right.
You'll take
Thanks.
that.
Yeah, I was like, that's fine with me. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Do you know who nominated you?
My mum did, embarrassingly.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great.
But she said, funnily enough, I didn't know what you were involved in until I looked you up online. I was like, Mum, I live in your house.
How do you not know I'm not here half the time?
I was like,
do you not,
Exactly.
That's great. I think you are a drink or something after that. That's fantastic.
You.
Now, let's ask about uni. Now, you mentioned you're at uni full-time. Is that right? What are you studying?
Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Economics.
I remember reading somewhere, I think there's a triple major or something in there, isn't there?
There's a triple major.
What is a triple major? How do those things exist?
Well,
I've heard of single majors.
Yeah, there's single majors, there's double majors, and then there's triple majors. So basically, the BA and the Bachelor of Economics is a new course.
Yeah.
And they thought, let's make it harder than it already is. So you have to choose 3 majors, which basically means that you study in 3 subject areas for the whole of your degree, as opposed to usually you'd study 1 subject area and then things you're interested
Specialise,
in. Absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Well, what do you want to do with yourself then? You've got a bit to choose from with the triple majors.
Absolutely. I think about this a lot, and luckily for me, and I think it's like a benefit of youth, I can kind of go wherever. People always ask in 10 years time, what do you want to do? I always say in 10 years time, I could be representing young people at the United Nations, or I could be writing for the New York Times, or I could be working in marketing for Universal Music. You don't know what you're going to do. So it's kind of that's why I'm involved in so much, because it's by order of elimination, what do I like the most, really?
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk quickly about that as well. Now, obviously with this new I'm not saying you didn't have one before, a bit of a platform, but with this new award, obviously it brings things into the spotlight a little bit. It gives you the opportunity to get some of the issues that you're really passionate about into even a grander stage, I suppose. What are some of the things that you're going to bring before the council and before the community now you've got this position?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's two central things that I'm always advocating for. One is opportunities for young people, because people always say, like you're saying, oh my gosh, she's got a CV as long as her arm, but I haven't, apart from this week when I started a blog, really, I haven't done anything innovative. I didn't do something new. I didn't do something that no one else can do. All I did was take advantage of the opportunities that were presented to me or that I found. And so the first thing that I'm kind of using this platform for is to show young people in the Shire what opportunities are available. We have a community radio station. We have a youth council. We have all these awesome things you can do. I just don't think enough young people know about them. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is for youth mental health services in our area, because I think that a lot of people in our area, and the statistics say the same thing, do suffer from mental health issues, but they don't realise that we actually have so many services and so many free services available to them. So they're the two things that I'd really, really like to advocate for.
Absolutely. And I think you raised two really good points there as well. The first one is that sometimes you do have to go digging for opportunities as well. And I think something that can often be overlooked is when you're looking for these opportunities, sometimes you have to go through a few closed doors to get to an open one. Isn't that right? Fantastic. Now, you mentioned the Youth Council there as well. Obviously, that's a great part of getting a younger voice in front of the council, in front of the community. You've been there for a year, is that right? About a year now. What's some of the discussion? What are some of the things you're hearing that young people in the Shire are thinking about? What are some of the concerns that you're talking about there?
Yeah, I think a definite concern is youth homelessness.
Yeah.
That's come up a lot, and in tandem with that, youth unemployment. And I think that the most interesting thing about the Youth Council is, although it's diverse, I was very interested to see that a lot of the people on the Youth Council are relatively well off or privileged. Like, I'd consider myself quite privileged. But I'm very surprised in the way that young people in our area are so aware of issues even if they're not experiencing them themselves. So those are definitely the two issues that get brought up a lot, youth homelessness and youth unemployment. And they're coming from a really wide variety of voices. So
fantastic.
That's really good.
Is that something you want to continue throughout next year as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that through this blog that I've started and through Youth Council and through all these other channels, it's definitely something that I want to keep speaking about, because I think the more dialogue you have about things, the more change you can kind of enact.
I couldn't agree more. Now, while we're on the topic, do you think there is a career in public life for you? Do you want to get involved in the council? Do you want to get involved in politics? We need good people that are passionate in politics.
I study politics. So
one of
the three majors is government and international relations.
Fantastic.
So no, definitely. But I think that more than that, it would just be a matter of whether I could use it as a forum to get solutions to issues, because I'm definitely not one to. It's quite awkward to talk about yourself, and I understand. I find that in political life, often you do have to advocate for yourself, like promote yourself, and I definitely think that that's a really important thing. Everyone has to do it, blah 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 blah. But I think that no, public life is definitely something I'd like to be involved in, but only if it kind of matched up with my interest, which is solving a lot of problems that I can see.
That's right. And I mean, one of the common criticisms that's thrown around about Australian politics, and even look overseas at American politics as well, is that it becomes about the person, about the identity, and about the character. And I think you raise a really good point talking about issues first. I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in campaigns or in which are all a necessary part of it, and we can't deny that for a moment. But I think it's a really good point you raise. And you mentioned movies as well. Now, I know you blog a little bit about it. And while we're on the topic, and since it is the season coming up to Boxing Day, what are you looking forward to in the cinemas?
So yesterday marked 1 week until Star Wars. So
that's right, 17th, isn't it?
17th, lock it into your diaries.
Wait.
Not endorsed, but giving it a massive endorsement here.
It looks good though.
Very, very good.
It looks great.
Very, very good. So that's my number one. For kids, I definitely say Charlie Brown, the Peanuts movie, which I saw a charity screening of at Miranda.
Fantastic.
Really, really good. All ages. You will not have to if you're a parent, you will not disenjoy it. Oh, there you go. How's that for phrasing?
You're inventing words, you're doing it all.
Whatever you need to do.
Fantastic. Look, Salina, I really appreciate your time on the show coming in. It looks to me, I mean, you don't need to convince me, there's a great future ahead for you. Your blog as well, remind me what that was again?
SalinaSydney.com.
SalinaSydney.com. Fantastic. So all those details will be on the website. Salina Alvaro, Young Person of the Year. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Gee, she speaks well, doesn't she? And she raises a lot of good points as well. There's a lot to think about from the youth voice that's coming up through the Sutherland Shire. And I think the more you dig here, the more you realise that there are these opportunities out there for young people to get involved in their communities.
This is Your Homecoming with Cam Reddin on 2SSR.